That's not right. So if 9/11 is a lie, remember everything that happened after 9/11 is based on a lie.
My name is Charlie. Live in Jersey. I come across through the tunnel, and been down here every weekend for the last 2.5 years. I'm the keeper of the boards, as they say. Other people have had that position, and they passed it on to me. So I'm here every weekend, and we hand out flyers and inform the public. I feel better about talking at Ground Zero. We're not at the memorial. It's not a disrespectful spot where we are. It's a lot easier talking about it here at the crime scene because you can relate to it. When you're up in Times Square, people don't care. We've been out here since 2006, like I said. If you come around front, what we do is we use a battery pack, and we actually set up a computer so people can actually see the footage of Building 7 and how it comes down. It's not easy to look at all, but it's so easy to ignore. And that's what's been going on. We've been ignoring this uncomfortable truth. We're being told that this building came down because of office fires. It actually achieved free fall acceleration. It's a phenomenon in physics where all resistance has to be taken away in order for a building to fall like this. And we're being told it came down because of office fire.
When I come down here on Saturdays and people come up to me and say that they know about Building 7 and they know what happens here and they understand that there's a lot of question, it makes me feel really good about coming down here. It not only reinforces me, but by having a conversation with that person, it reinforces them too. And we kind of walk away feeling good that we both agree on something that's very, very important.
The difference between coming here every weekend and then showing up on 9/11, I guess the only comparison you have in life is like people who go to church and only show up on Christmas and Easter. I'm not putting anybody down. Everybody's got a life. Everybody has responsibilities, and there's nothing wrong with coming to church on Christmas and Easter. But the sermon needs to be told every weekend. It needs to be told every day.
We see these people once a year. I'm glad to see them. But it would be nice if once in a while they came down on a Saturday and just joined us. Some do, but many don't. They just come down here for the one day. And that's okay. You know, they can have their little stretch of time there to say what they want to say, and that's fine.
I was kind of excited to see all these people here, and also this gives me a chance to engage in dialogue with people who I don't have to explain myself. They already know a lot of the information, so it's kind of a release. I don't really get that back home. I don't have too many people that I can talk to, or I have to explain to them, and even then they don't want to hear it.
It's a very surreal thing to be a minority who can actually see the truth.
You know, you lose some friends, but then if you lose friends over something like this, you got a question of whether or not they were really your friends, and sometimes those kind of friends are the kind of friends you need to lose. I mean, the fact is, it's not something that I think, it's something that I know. And yeah, I mean, it can be isolating at times, but as more of the public wakes up, it kind of, the circle opens, and I've gotten a lot more, I guess, mature about it too over the years. I'm not as angry about it as when I first woke up, and so that makes me more fit into society a little better today.
When I first started this, I got into many arguments with family and friends, and I realized from experience that I could lose a lot of people. And so I've calmed down quite a bit in the years, but it's even hard to talk to my own daughter about this, so it's difficult. I have to be careful with what I do.
One of my good friends, almost a business partner, I brought it up to him and I showed him the evidence from architects and engineers. And he just got up and said, listen, I don't want to hear it. And he stamped his foot like a 5-year-old. And he goes, don't you think you could be wrong? And I looked at him seriously and said, I wish I was. When people come in on 9/11, there's always one or two that seem to be just totally crazy, like they were provocateurs and they were placed there. And maybe that's not the case, but even so, they stand amongst us and make our entire group and all our efforts just go wayside.
It's funny, nobody ever pointed the fingers at the police department, but I was kidnapped in 1999.
This is to disparage and trash the entire movement. That's what this is for. This is to disparage the entire movement.
Where I will testify how the police department were trafficking kids into Ensenada.
This is ridiculous.
Go! Because people aren't listening to you. Why? Because you sound like a fucking idiot. Because you've been saying this shit for 13 fucking years, but you still haven't answered basic fucking questions. Who let the people inside of the Twin Towers to put the thermite in a building like the Twin Towers? Who? Sounds like the police department to me.
We have no idea who she is.
Exactly. So, okay.
9/11
Listen,
truth
exactly. Can you listen? You don't. You know why? Because you've been dismissing people because all you want to do is fucking talk. Maybe you can learn from people who actually were affected by it. My kids were kidnapped. What about yours?
I thought they were killed.
They were killed on 9/11 because they were kidnapped and put on the plane. You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot.
Steel structures don't just collapse because of jet fuel. What if they weren't even hit by a plane? How does a building collapse without any jet fuel as a starting the fire?
You sound smart. Why don't you come over here and let's discuss it? He died here on 9/11. Construction manager helping people out of the building here told us that the building was designed to take multiple plane impacts. That's very mature, sir. We'll just stick it where the sun doesn't shine, right? Don't cut down. Thank you. Don't touch it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you taking the time.
9/11 was controlled demolition, all three buildings.
It cost nothing to look up.
Heads up! Heads up! Controlled demolition! That's controlled demolition! That is controlled demolition! 6.4 seconds is impossible!
Wake up, people! In order for that building, look, to come down that way, all resistance has to be taken away, right away.
So why didn't building 1 and 2 come down?
Does it matter when the
Of
building?
course, I'm asking you a question. What about building 1 and 2?
Okay, we'll get to building 1 and 2.
Okay.
But if you dismiss building 7 right now, I want to know why we're being lied to about it and who are they covering up for? That's the basic
fine.
question.
Let's skip building 7. Let's go to building 1 and 2.
I would like to address
Why?
if you give me
Why
a minute.
can't you give answer 1 and 2 then?
Hey, you tell us what happened. Come on, I want
I was
to-
fucking there, you idiot! A fucking plane hit the building, the fucking heat melted the damn steel, and it collapsed.
That's impossible. That's
Oh,
impossible.
you guys are fucking impossible. Get the fuck out of here. Get the hell out of my face. Get the hell out of my face. Shut up, lady. Get back, get the fuck out of here, you stupid. You probably are the fucking terrorist.
Sucks we're being lied to. Well, hopefully the view is sort of confrontation. And all I can say is it's very typical of somebody with a lot of pride, a large ego, and they refuse to look at the information because it's going to upset their core belief. It's definitely cognitive dissonance. The passion's good. A lot of people are walking around with no passion. His energy was good. It's just that he has been too lazy or just too controlled by the media to actually learn what's going on. When he realizes it, and people like him realize, then things are really going to change. It's not easy to look at it. It's difficult. But it's
People
so
like
easy
to be lied
ignore
to.
it.
They just love to be
So
lied
easy
to.
to turn away.
It's
Look
a
in other
fact
directions.
that
It doesn't go away.
I hate to say and I hate to admit it. I wish prove me wrong. I wish somebody could prove me wrong to say, hey, this is not a fact. But people love to be how do you call lied to? Oh, you're so beautiful, you're so handsome, you're so smart, you're so this. You look great, you look fantastic, you look amazing. Those are lies. Those are lies.
3,000
because
investigations
you don't look amazing.
were put aside.
You're just an individual. You're
not
God's
brought to
creature,
justice.
whether you're perceived by somebody else as ugly, and you're perceived by somebody else as disgusting. You're God's creature.
You can see how
And this person, these people want to see the lies. Oh, this and this and this. You're beautiful. You're this.
Understand the physics.
Nobody wants to know the truth.
Understand the physics. See why family members are making commercials. It's not easy to look at. It's not easy to look at. But it's easy to ignore. It won't go away. But turning a deaf ear and a blind eye does not make it go away. We will be here until justice is served. It's not easy to look at. It's difficult. But it's been easy to ignore. To turn a blind eye and a deaf ear.
Secure and reliable.
I was just going to say, this is hard to do on a day like this. It's cold, it's snowy, it's hard to communicate, it's hard to get the pamphlets out, it's hard to keep the snow off of this, but we make a point. We're here every Saturday. We try our best to do what we can. I think that's the point here, because it's not easy doing this in this
It's not easy to stand here in the snow. It's not easy to have people look another way. It's not easy to understand what we understand and still have a fruitful life without depression and sadness and anger. We have to look away from the anger to try and bring our message across.
13 years we will not go away. 13 years. We're still asking questions.